Hi guys. So when we left off, um, Don Quixote had given Sancho some advice about being humble, being kind, being fair, and then Sancho Panza had been installed as governor for life on Barataria Island, which was actually the Duke's like little town or village, and everybody just played along. So we're going to pick up today, chapter 16, Danger at the Island. The governor's palace was large and rich. Sancho arrived to the sound of trumpets. He was greeted by four pages, the little boys that would be training, who escorted him to the dining room. There was a large table overflowing with delicious foods and only one chair. A page put a bib on him and another placed a bowl of fresh fruit before him. Sancho had only taken only one bite when a man standing beside him touched the plate with a stick and presto, the bowl was removed. The butler brought another plate. Sancho didn't even get a taste before the man with the stick had it taken away. The governor was annoyed. "What kind of a game is this?" The man with the stick said. "Sir, I am the official physician of the governor of this island. I am present at all his meals. I make sure he is healthy and fit. I do not allow him to eat what I do not consider good for him." "In that case," Sancho said, "those partridges will be just fine for me." "Don't even mention those," the doctor said. "Our great Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said that a bellyful is bad, and if a bellyful of partridges, it is worse." "Well, Mr. Doctor, find something good for me to eat. I'm starving. How about some of that beef stew?" he asked. "Strictly forbidden," answered the doctor. "There is nothing worse than beef stew." Now Sancho was really angry, looking at the doctor, sizing him up from head to toe. He roared, "You quack! Get out of my sight, quick, or I'll have all the doctors in this island beaten to death on your account. Move, I said, or I'll break this chair on your head. I want food or I give up." Uh-oh. Uh-oh. "The governorship, a job that doesn't feed you, is not worth 2 peas." The doctor was scared. He was leaving when in came the butler, running all excited, with a letter from the Duke. The envelope read, "To the Honorable Don Sancho Panza, Governor of Barataria Island," in his own hand or in the hand of his secretary. And inside the message was, "I have learned, Honorable Don Sancho Panza, that enemies of mine at the island are planning an attack one of these evenings. My advice is to be on the alert to avoid surprises. I've also learned that 4 persons in disguise have entered the island with the intention of killing you. Take precautions. Pay attention to those who come to talk to you. Also, don't eat anything given to you. I will be prepared to come to your aid if necessary. This message is so urgent it has been written at 4 a.m. Your friend, signed, the Duke." "Some news." Sancho turned to the butler and said, "What we must do now is jail the doctor. If anyone's trying to kill me, it's gotta be him." "I'm also of that opinion," the butler said, "but that your honor should not eat of the things on the table. Who knows? They may all be poisoned." "Well then," Sancho said, "bring me bread and grapes. I cannot go without food. I must be prepared for any battle." Poor Sancho, no food. Chapter 17, Sancho's wisest decision. On the night of Sancho's 7th day of governor, just when he began to fall asleep, there was a great commotion outside. Bells were ringing and people were shouting as if the island was going under. Trumpets and drums were heard too. Sancho peeked out his bedroom door, and about 20 people carrying torches were coming towards his room, shouting, to arms, your honor! The island's under attack! Enemy attack! We need your strength, your ingenuity, your courage to guide us!" At the door, one said to him, "Take up arms, your honor! We'll lose the entire island." "Why should I take up arms?" Sancho replied. "I don't know a thing about combat. That's my master Don Quixote's business, not mine." "Take up arms, your grace," said another. "Be our guide and leader." All right, I'll take up arms," Sancho reluctantly agreed. They brought 2 shields and put the governor between them like a sandwich, then tied some strings around it all. It was impossible for him to move, walk, or even bend his knees. They gave him a lance which he leaned on for support. "Lead us, your honor, lead us, your honor," they chanted. "How do you think I can lead you?" Sancho protested. "Like this? The best I can do is stand in front of a door or window to block it." Well, he didn't get a good suit of armor. "Come on, Sir Governor, fear does let you move," someone taunted. Sancho tried to move but fell down like a turtle or a snail in his shell. Then the heartless people blew out the torches and ran around shouting, walking all over him, stabbing the shields if there were enemies on the attack. It was a frightening and dangerous moment for this simple peasant turned governor. Poor Sancho prayed, "God Almighty, if you could only finish this fight, I don't care if the island is lost. I want it to be free from this agony." And then he heard the cries, "Victory! Victory! Get up, Sir Governor! Come enjoy our victory! Let us go divide the booty!" "We owe it all to your courageous governor," someone whispered in his ear. "Help me," Sancho pleaded. "I don't want any part of any booty. All I want is a friend, if I have any, to bring me something to drink and wipe my face." A helping hand wiped his face, gave him a drink, and freed him from the prison of the shields. Then he fainted. The pranksters were beginning to feel sorry for what they had done, but had they played too dirty a trick? When Sancho came to, he asked what time it was. It was almost daybreak. Silently, he got up, dressed, and went to the stables in a hurry, followed by a few curious people. He went straight to his donkey, kissed its face, and said, "My friend and companion, when my only worry was to take care of you, I was a happy man. But I left you. I became too ambitious and uppity, and I became miserable, and I've suffered for it." As he talked, he was harnessing the donkey, and still very sore from what had happened to him, he mounted. Then he tearfully addressed the butler, the governor, and all the others. "Make way, gentlemen. Let me go back to my freedom. I was not born to be a governor or to defend islands from enemies. I know more about farming than about laws and defense. I also prefer to eat soup than to be subjected to the grip of a doctor who wants to kill me by starving me to death. Please let me go. I have a few broken ribs. The enemy stepped on me last night." "Sir Governor, don't worry," said the doctor. "I'll prepare a good medicine for you. And about the food, I'll let you eat everything you want and as much as you want." "It's too late for that, my friend," Sancho replied. "Pranks like those are played only once. I am a panza. In my family, when one says no, it's no. Let me go. It's getting late." The butler said, "We would let you go even though we're sorry to lose you, but every governor must account for his administration." "Nobody can ask me for any account," Sancho snapped, "except the Duke himself or the person he names. I'm on my way to see the Duke, and besides, look at me. Look at my clothes. I have only what belongs to me. I have behaved like an angel." "The great Sancho is right," the doctor said. "I think we should let him go. The Duke will be glad to see him." Then they let him go. They even offered him escort and anything he wanted for his trip. His only request was barley for the donkey and half a loaf of bread and a little cheese for himself. Sancho was a man without schooling, yet he was a wise man. He found out he could not handle the job, and he had the courage to resign. The villagers, with the Duke's knowledge and encouragement, had played a lot of tricks on their governor, and they had had fun. At the end, though, his honesty and dignity made them admire Sancho Panza as a human being. Even though he was a little crazy, they still kind of liked him. Chapter 18, Knight and Squire Reunited. Darkness came when Sancho was still a little way from the palace of the Duke and Duchess. He took a path on the side of the main road, intending to spend the night outdoors, and start again in the morning. But the donkey walked up to a canyon-like cave and fell in. Frightened at first and then relieved because neither was hurt, Sancho started thinking, "How are we going to get out of this?" he asked himself out loud. Meanwhile, Don Quixote was restless at the palace. He missed his squire, his friend. His life was too soft. That morning he went for a ride in the countryside, and as he rode he heard a voice coming from deep down in the earth. The voice seemed familiar. Could it be? "Who's down there? Who's complaining?" he asked. "Who could it be but beat-up Sancho Panza?" said the voice. "The unfortunate governor of Barataria Island, formerly the squire of the famous knight Don Quixote de la Mancha." This cannot be, Don Quixote thought. Perhaps Sancho was dead, and this was his soul speaking. So he said, "If you are a spirit, tell me what you want me to do for you. My profession is to help the needy in this world. I suppose I can also do something for the needy in the other world." "Then," said the voice from below, "you are my master, Don Quixote de la Mancha. I recognize your voice." "I am Don Quixote, certainly. Tell me who you are. You have me confused. If you are the soul of my dead squire, Sancho Panza, I can have a few masses said for your eternal peace." Wouldn't you know it, Master Knight Don Quixote de la Mancha? I swear I'm your squire, Sancho Panza, alive as can be. I left the government ship. I'll tell you why later. And I fell in the cave with my donkey. He'll tell you too. The donkey brayed. "Oh, yes, I recognize your donkey's bray. Sancho, wait. I'll go back to the palace. I'll be back soon with help." After the rescue, a happy pair returned to the palace. The Duke and Duchess were waiting for him, but first things first. Sancho went to the stables to take care of his donkey. Then he returned to the palace and spoke seriously to the Duke and Duchess. "I, your highnesses, went to govern Barataria Island because you are very generous, not because I deserve it. I went there dressed poorly I am now. You may want to know if I was a good governor. There are witnesses who can tell you whatever they want. I settled disputes. I resolved doubts. That is, I did my job. While I was governor, I almost died of hunger because the doctor wouldn't let me eat. One night, the enemy came. The citizens are now saying that my bravery brought victory, but they are not truthful. In short, I found out that I cannot carry on my shoulders the obligations and duties of a governor. Yesterday morning, I left the island. It remained exactly as I found it, same streets, same houses, roofs, everything. Then there was everything there was when I got there. That is all. Don Quixote was relieved his beloved squire had spoken well, and he was safe. I am sorry you left the governorship so soon, the Duke said. I can give you another job of less responsibility and more suited to you if you wish. But Sancho said no, he had had enough. The Duke and Duchess hugged him and ordered that he be treated very nicely and made comfortable. So our friend Sancho made a wise decision. He realized that he is not cut out to be a governor, and it takes a lot more than wishing to be a governor. And so he gave up his job. We'll find out what happens tomorrow.